So yeah, I had this gig at the Renaissance Festival up in Sterling. Not the Sterling Renaissance Festival, but the Renaissance Festival that's in Sterling, New York. 2 Sterlings to deal with there. A Sterling example of confusion. Anyway, so I played the part of an Elizabethan fencing master. It's a real stretch. And people come in and you take like a 5-minute fencing lesson from me, and I tried to do it in, with Elizabethan shtick and all that stuff, and yet still keep it safe and like that. So it wasn't historical fencing, okay, but it wasn't like sport fencing either. It was some awful thalidomide version between those two things. Anyway, so one of the things about the Ren Fair is that a lot of people hang out there that don't belong anyplace else. and we used to get a lot of bikers would come up to the fair and hang out and drink beer and, the scene, right? So it came to pass one day that these bikers floated in, and they came by my little exhibit where I'm doing the fencing master shtick. And the leader of the pack is this giant guy. He looked like he started lifting weights when he was 2, and he's clearly like the guy. And he came in and take a lesson, and his pals, 3 or 4 of his pals, are sitting around the hill watching him, right? So it goes predictably badly for him. I mean, he's a hog upstairs here. He can't do shit, and I'm making him look silly as a son of a bitch, right? And his friends are having a great time laughing at his expense. They're rolling on the grass, having kittens, and he's just taking it all in stride. He's very cool, man. He's very cool. So at one point during his lesson, the queen is making her progress through the Shire, right? And so naturally, I stopped everything and I bowed in the queen's direction. And he looked at me like, what the fuck? And I smacked him on the arm. And I mean hard. Smacked him on the arm. I said, "Lout, 'tis the queen." Huh? This guy could have crushed my head like a grape. "Lout, 'tis the queen." And so he bows. And his friends just went nuts. They were laughing so hard. And he looked over at them and said, "Hey, it's the fucking queen." And they got up and they bowed. That's a true story. Okay, so many years fly by. And I hear from my brother Rick that he just did a Ren Fair out in Texas or Southern California, someplace out west, where it's the best. And he said, "Hey, wasn't there a thing that happened to you that involved some bikers? And didn't you tell me that story years ago?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Because I just heard that story out here from somebody else. That this story has now gone the rounds and is part of the Renaissance Fair legend. And just thought you'd want to know that, that you're now immortal on the Renaissance Fair circuit." Anyway, it's just nuts. Just nuts.